Hey, what is going on, you hardcore camera geeks? It is Sam and I am back with you today. And today's special episode was brought to you by you. Because as much as I have tried to move on, it would seem that this is the camera that you guys want. And it's mostly based out of that one video that I made almost a year ago. You know the one, the Sam from CameraLegend.com. And I'm here with one of the most famous cameras in the world. Yes, of course, we are talking about your favorite camera, and you know what that camera is, don't you? Oh, you don't know? Let me show you. Well, if you don't know, now you know. Yes, that's right. We are talking about the legendary Contax T2 and that somewhat infamous video where this guy, this jerk, this peon here had the balls, or as some of you might say, the gall, to say anything that sounded negative about the almighty Contax T2. And that really wasn't my point at all. If you actually looked at that video and you heard my reasoning, and you know, I think it was actually pretty balanced. I'd said it was a great camera, you know, just not at that price. And now, so I'm doing this video because, as I said, I'm always listening to you guys. So I wanted to revisit the Contax T2 and to address a couple of things. First of all, I want you guys to understand where I was coming from. In that video, basically what I was doing was trying to save you guys some money, man, really. Because, you know, I'm a Contax super fan. I would humbly say that I'm a Contax OG, meaning that I'm actually one of those guys who actually used this equipment, you know, back in the 90s, you know, I'm not somebody who just used the Contax T2 for 2 months and then made a video on it, okay? So I'm very familiar with Contax equipment, and that's where I was coming from. Now, I don't want you guys to misunderstand me. I'm not saying, oh, now I gotta be impressed because this guy has been using Contax for the past 20 plus years. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that the 20 plus years and the experience counts for something, and what it counts for is perspective. So I see things in a different perspective. I see the T2 in a different perspective than I did 20 years ago, or say someone who's been using it for 6 months, because time would do that to you, because time is the greatest teacher. But anyway, I don't want to be like those, you know, old farts, or, you know, old dogs that can't learn a new trick. So because you guys seem to love the Contax T2 so much, I want to take a look at it again, and it is definitely still one of the most popular cameras out there, one of the most popular film cameras out there on YouTube, and definitely a polarizing camera. I got my first T2 way back when, loved it. I sold it for some reason. In 2013 I got this one for $300. I've been using this camera for a while, so that's where my experiences were coming from. So in this video we're going to be taking a look at my last roll of film with the Contax T2, and I just want to let you guys know on that last roll of film I took extra care to make sure that I'm doing all I possibly can to get a good roll of film out of this camera. And why don't we take a look at those pictures, and then we're going to come back and have a lively discussion on the Contax T2. Alright you guys, well, this is the behind the music moment where all the magic happens. So I'm developing my last roll of film from the Contax T2, which is basically Kentmere 400, my favorite cheap film, and I'm developing it in ID11, Ilford ID11, which is basically Kodak D76. You know, everybody does it a little differently, but me, for the first minute, I just do the agitation for about a minute or so. Everybody does it a little differently, man, but the results are what counts, right? I mean, this developer ID11 is actually very consistent, but I'm trying my best not to mess it up, excuse my language, because you never know with film. Sometimes you think you did your best and then it still comes out kind of wacky, but this one is very important because it's going to go to this video, so I hope that I'm doing everything correctly. Okay. Looks pretty decent, guys. Looks pretty decent. Alright, so what do I think after reviewing the last batch of film that I shot with the Contax T2? Well, what do I think? What do you think? Leave a comment. But what do I think? Shit, man. It is awesome, man. It's the Contax T2, baby. Gotta have it. No, seriously, man. It's a great camera. As I said, it's a great camera. It takes great pictures as long as you take some care into taking the pictures. But it's overpriced. So what do I think? I basically think the same thing as I thought in that last video that I made almost a year ago. It's a great camera at $300 to $500 or maybe $300 to $600. But when you start going from $700, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, it's not such a great deal anymore. Now, in all fairness, let's say it this way. It's a great camera at any price, but it's worth really $300 to $600. And a lot of you guys don't understand. This camera was actually hovering at $200 to $300 for years, man, for years. But you know, after Kendall Jenner and Hemsworth started shooting it, that's when it really skyrocketed to astronomical prices. So it's not really the camera's fault. And actually, just to be fair, a lot of the point and shoots from a lot of the high-end point and shoots have also gone sky high. So in my opinion, they're not really worth it anymore. But anyway, like I said, this camera is a great camera really at any price, but you really shouldn't have to pay any more than, you know, $300 to $600 for it. A good example, a good comparison would be the Honda Civic. The Honda Civic is a great car at any price, but you wouldn't pay any more than $20,000 or $30,000 max for a hooked up one for a Honda Civic. Now, if a Honda Civic costs you $100,000, would you buy it? Probably not, right? So basically, that's the same point. Now, the main reason is because this is a 30-year-old electronics camera. It comes from a brand that I love, but a brand that I also know does not have the most reliable electronics. Now, to be fair, all electronic cameras would be prone to failure at some point. But the thing is, the Contax T2 is a lot more expensive than a lot of cameras from that era, which is the main reason why, you know, I don't consider it a great deal. But listen, man, I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money. If you actually have $800, $1,000, or $1,500 to blow on a Contax T2, listen, by all means, get it. It's the Contax T2, baby. Gotta have it. It's the Contax T2, baby. Gotta have it. It's the Contax T2, baby. Gotta have it. Anyway, listen, man, it's all food for thought. So I don't think this is going to be the last video that I'm going to make on the Contax T2, because I know you guys love it. And as long as you guys love it, I love it. And as long as the Contax T2 excites you guys, it excites me. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for new videos. And there are going to be more videos on the Contax T2, I can guarantee you that. And I will catch you guys next time on thecameralegend.com. And this camera conjures up excitement, right? So, YouTube channel.
Cameralegend.com